Hey y'all, my name is Emily and I'm the garden coordinator here for Jan's Garden at the North Texas Food Bank. Welcome to our very first episode of our series, Homegrown to Homecooked. So our Homegrown to Homecooked series teaches you how to grow your own produce at home and then harvest that produce and turn it into a delicious recipe. So my name is Megan and I'm on the nutrition team at the North Texas Food Bank, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make some blueberry zucchini muffins. All right, so let's go catch up with Emily and see where she's at in the garden. So we are at Jan's garden today. It's a nice and beautiful sunny day. We have lots of plants that are ready for harvest. Emily is going to be showing us our zucchini plants and how to harvest the zucchini, some cool tips and tricks to how to grow your own zucchini at home. So let's see what she's up to. Hey, Emily.
Oh, hey, Megan. Yes, so as Megan said, today we are talking about zucchini plants. I'm standing here, like she said, in Jan's garden next to one of our zucchini beds. And zucchini are actually part of the Cucurbit family. So this means that they're related to cucumbers, to melons, different pumpkins and gourds, and as well as other squash. Zucchini are also a warm season crop down here. So that means that you can direct seed them outside. So you can take your seeds and plant them in any beds or pots or wherever you're gonna plant them. You can already direct seed them outside because the soil will be warm enough. The variety that we grew this year at Jan's Garden is the Black Beauty variety. This variety is, as you can see, it's mounding and the leaves get really big, the plants get pretty big. You're gonna have a nice dark glossy green fruit on it, and each fruit will be about 4 to 6 inches, or about 6 to 8 inches more so, in length. And that's when it's gonna be prime for picking. They're also gonna be ready to harvest in about 45 to 65 days, give or take, depending on the variety that you have. And you also want to make sure, as with all growing fruits and vegetables, you want to make sure that your soil is moist and that it's not ever wet. Whenever you plant this, like I said, it's a warm season crop, so you're going to want to plant it about mid-March, but make sure it's after our last frost date, our average last frost date. So that's about March 16th. Okay, so now that we know how to grow our zucchini, let's talk about how to harvest it. Zucchini is pretty simple to harvest. You want to make sure that it's a dark, glossy green color and about the size that the variety indicates. So for us, for Black Beauty variety, it'll be about 6 to 8 inches long. And there's actually one right here on the plant that's ready to go. Here is our zucchini right here, looking all beautiful, and you just want to cut it right here off the stem. It's best if you leave a little bit of the stem on top. You can also twist it off as well. Now I do want to make a quick note about this one. As you can see, the flower is still on it. So this means it's a female flower because the female flowers will turn into fruit. Over here, we have, these are male flowers. They just have a long stem coming off of the plant, and they just are there for pollination. So this is the difference between a male flower and right here, a female flower. And right here, you know, sometimes you miss the prime harvest date, and that's okay. You might get a monster like this one we have here in our garden. This one is about 5 or 6 pounds alone, and you can actually still cook with this. And Megan is gonna show us what can we do when we have a zucchini that we missed the prime harvest and we have a 5 or 6 pounder.
Thanks, Emily. I had no idea that zucchini was related to melons, so that's always interesting to know. All right, so now that we know how to grow zucchini at home, I'm going to teach you how to make a really super simple recipe. The name of the recipe is blueberry zucchini muffins, so let's get started. So we're going to go ahead and prep our zucchini. So we are going to cut off the ends of the zucchini, just like that. And then we are going to start grating it. So you can leave the skin on. The skin actually has a lot of fiber in it, which can aid in digestion, and it sweeps out all the bad parts in your body. So you can leave that skin on, and then we are just gonna go ahead and grate this zucchini into some nice shreds.
right, so I think this is enough grated zucchini. So let's get all of that out of our grater. So an important part of zucchini, if you're going to bake with it, or most recipes that involve zucchini, you're going to want to wring out and drain all of that excess water, okay? If you don't, you're gonna have a very unpleasant consistency for your muffins. All right, now that we have our zucchini in the bowl, we're gonna add our other wet ingredients. All right, so we have all of our wet ingredients all mixed up. That's what I like about this recipe too, is it uses one bowl, whereas usually you have to mix your wet ingredients in one bowl and you're drying the other and then combine. This is a nice easy recipe where you can just use one bowl for everything. So now we're gonna add our dry ingredients, and again, this has whole wheat flour in it. It has cinnamon in it, salt, baking soda, and powder. All right, now that we have all of our batter in our tins, we are going to put some blueberries on top. So we have some fresh blueberries here. So I just found when I put blueberries in the batter and I mixed them in, they kind of all sunk to the bottom and kind of created a very soggy bottom. So just putting them on top just kind of ensures that you're gonna get a blueberry in every single bite. It also makes like a pretty top as well. So that's a quick tip as well. Now that we have our blueberries on top, we can use a squash blossom to make a little decorative garnish on top. So you can just lay those right over the top. And these are edible. You can actually eat these. You can eat them raw if you want to as well. But this just provides a nice little pretty garnish on top of these muffins. And when they come out, this will all be nice and crispy on there. And again, it adds a little bit of vitamin A and vitamin C as well. So it's a nice little bonus. Hopefully you have a chance to make these at home, and if you do, maybe you can send a picture to the food bank because it would be nice to see what you guys concocted. So thank you all for watching so much.